Exodus chapters 5 through 9 begin the meetings that Moses and Aaron had with Pharaoh and how they went from bad to worse. This week, we begin seeing the journey that the Lord put them on. The Lord wanted his people to leave Egypt and worship him. Moses and Aaron would go to Pharaoh and time again would say what the Lord commanded, and that was, "Let my people go out of Egypt so that they can worship me." When Moses and Aaron began their work in Egypt, their first problem was with Pharaoh. Not only did Pharaoh refuse to let the people leave Egypt, but he made their work more difficult. That gave Moses a second problem: his own people, who blamed him for their plight. Just think of how you would feel if your work as a slave got harder instead of easier, if your leader went to the one who controlled their lives. Moses had a foretaste of the criticism and rebellion that he would experience for the next 40 years. Often, the people you help the most appreciate you the least. Then Moses had a third problem, and that was with the Lord himself. God had promised success to Moses, and all that he had experienced was failure. Even the Jews didn't believe him. But as you read in chapter 6, God gave Moses the assurance that he needed. God doesn't solve every problem immediately, nor does he follow your schedule. The plagues were God's declaration of war against the false gods of Egypt. He proclaimed, "I am the Lord," and he declares 4 I wills. Number 1 being, "I will bring you out from under the yoke of the Egyptians." 2, "I will free you from being slaves to them." Number 3, "I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and with mighty acts of judgment." And number 4, "I will take you as my own people, and I will be your God." As you read about the plagues, just think about how awful a time that had to have been. Some people think, if only I could see a miracle, then I would believe. God gave Pharaoh just such an opportunity. When gnats infected Egypt, even the magicians agreed that this was an act of God. But still, Pharaoh refused to believe. Our week ends as we read about the 7th plague, hail, in chapter 9. It kills all the slaves and animals left out or unprotected, and strips or destroys almost every plant. Pharaoh admits his sin, but then changes his mind and refuses to let Israel go because he was not sincere. Remember, people, true repentance involves a change of mind that leads to a change of life. This week, the Salt Shaker devotions are led by Tanya and Jeannie. Remember, biblical shakers will make reading the Bible more enjoyable for you, and I pray that the Lord will put a hunger on your heart.